welcome back to my channel. On Thursdays I do home decor. Today I'm going to show you how to take some boxwoods and some lemons and make some real pretty decor. I'm also going to use some Hobby Lobby products, a bunch of Dollar Tree products, and a product from the Target Bullseye section. If you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Okay, for my first project, I'm going to take these two bicycle wheels that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to turn them so that there's a lot of spokes on here and get them straight. Then I'm going to take some E6000 glue, and I'm just going to attach them that way. Just make sure that your spokes are facing outward. I had to flip mine because I had them the same way. Get them glued in, go ahead and add some clips, and then you're going to add some weight so that it'll hold in place while it dries. Okay, next I'm going to take some crates, and I got these at Dollar Tree too, and I'm painting those with a folk art chalk paint in the cottage white color. Just get it really painted good and make sure everything's smooth. And then we're going to come back with some gray, Parisian gray, and some white and kind of blend it together. So just you're going to put the gray on there and kind of blend the white in with it, and it'll really soften it up and make it look antiqued. Okay, next I'm going to take this little windmill with the welcome sign, and I'm just going to take the welcome sign off of it. And then I'm going to paint that with the white paint as well. Now, I'm not painting it so heavy that it covers up the black part of it. I just kind of wanted it to be a little rustic. Then we're just going to glue the two crates together, and we're going to attach those to the wheel. So get them glued straight together, and then we're just going to be right at the bottom of the wheel. I'm adding a little bit of hot glue right here just to hold it in place until I can wire it in. Just kind of center it and then flip it over and then find something to brace it with. I'm just going to stick this foam underneath it while I'm going ahead and wiring it in. And the little planter boxes, once we get the boxwoods and the lemons in them, they're not going to be heavy, so don't worry about them breaking off the back. But go ahead and push your pieces down so that they're not touching whatever you're hanging it onto. And just clip them off. Next, I'm going to take some foam I got at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to put it into the basket, and then I'm going to fill it up with the rest of it. Then I'm taking these boxwoods. I got these at Amazon. They come in a variety of colors. I'm just separating them so that I can put them into these baskets, these crates. Then I'm taking a little bit of moss, fitting it in there, and then I'm going to glue it in. I just took it back out, and I'm just going to make sure I glue it in. It's not going to completely stay glued in, but you want to go ahead and put some glue in there. Then just start randomly inserting your boxwoods until you get it as full as you want. I used about 1.5 of the little bundles in each little box. Okay, next I'm going to take my rope, and I'm going to cover up the side because you can see the foam through the side of it. So I'm just putting one at the top part of the opening, and then I'm going to attach the second one to that rope to seal up that opening. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom side. And then we're going to trim off any excess on the side so it's right up against that box. Okay, next we're going to take our lemons. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I'm just pulling the little piece out of the bottom, and I'm just going to put a piece of floral wire in there and trimming them off to the size I want them on. And I'm putting the bigger ones in the back and then the littler ones in the front. Just get all those pieces pulled out of there so you can put your wire in there. And then I'm coming back in and adding some more greenery in the very front, a little bit shorter, so it'll fill it in. Then I'm taking some burlap mesh, and I'm cutting it at, this is a 5.5 inch, and I'm cutting it at 9 inches. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cut 6 pieces. So just kind of make sure that they're even. I just figured out that it went over the edge of that a little bit, kind of made it a little bit easier for me to cut them out. But you do want to make sure you cut out 6 pieces. I think I only cut 5 in the video, but I used 6. Then you're just going to roll them up, kind of pinch them together, and then roll the next one, and then you're going to cross it over that one. And then just keep alternating them until you get it pretty filled in. And then I'm going to tie it off with a pipe cleaner that's pretty close to the same color. So now you got 4, go ahead and tie that off, and then we're going to come back in and add the second 2. Just kind of open them up a little bit. Once you get them all put together, just kind of pull them apart a little bit, and then it'll make a nice ribbon. And then just cut that off. And then we're going to put a piece of that pipe cleaner in the very back and hang it onto our wheel. Just kind of open those up a little bit, kind of play with them a little bit till you get them opened up like you want them. I'm just going to stick that right through the back pipe cleaner, and we're going to attach that to that wheel. And then I got some little wooden rosettes at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue one right there in the middle to cover up that pipe cleaner. Okay, then I'm going to take my sign and I'm going to wire it on at the top. I'm just taking some black wire and twisting it on there. And then I'm going to add some E6000 glue just to kind of keep it in place. If you don't add the glue, it'll kind of move around. Just put a little bit of glue up in the behind it there on both sides, and then just we're going to clamp it to the wheel till it dries. Okay, then I'm just going to take some jute rope, and I'm just going to wrap it all the way around, up one side, down the other side, and then across the bottom. Just going to kind of wrap it till it's really tight, and just keep wrapping it until you get it completely wrapped up, all the way up and down the side. And then go across the bottom part, which is the top part of the wheel, and then we're going to glue it to the sign also. So we're just going to go across all 4 sides of that sign. Okay, that was really pretty and easy one right there. And it was pretty inexpensive too. Okay, my next one was inspired by some similar ones I saw on Pinterest. We're just going to take our box and we're going to stain it. I'm just using some Minwax special walnut, and then I'm going to paint my jars. I got 2 ball jars. These are pint-sized jars, and I'm painting those again with that same folk art chalk paint, the cottage white. And you're going to go ahead and do 2 coats on these, so you want to get them pretty white. Then we're going to come back in with some Parisian gray. Going to spray a rag with water, and we're going to kind of drag it through the paint a little bit, and then we're going to start distressing it. And I'm just putting a lot of this on here all the way around. It's kind of a light coat, just to kind of get it a little bit distressed looking. And be sure and do the top part of it as well. And then I'm going to come back in and start adding heavier, but I'm going to spritz it off with some water to kind of soften it up. Just get it on there real good, and then we'll just kind of spritz it, and then it'll soften it up. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to take and kind of sponge some of it on there with that same rag, just to kind of get it a little bit old looking. I just wanted it a little bit distressed. Okay, next we're going to take a sanding piece of sandpaper, and you're just going to sand all the raised areas. So the word ball, the line underneath it, and the word mason down at the bottom are all pulled off the paint. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to just put some foam in there. And that's a thicker foam I got at Dollar Tree. Just going to put a little piece down in there, and then we're going to put some moss, and you need to push the moss down in front of that foam so you don't see the green foam through that glass. The moss will kind of cover that up. Then I'm going to take these and cut them off. And we're going to stick 2 of them in each one of the vases. This is really an easy project. I saw a bunch of different ones like these on Pinterest and just wanted to try it, but I wanted to give it a more rustic look. But it's pretty easy, and it looks really good in your kitchen. Just push those on down there, kind of fluff them out a little bit. And then we're going to add some lemons. And you can add as many lemons as you want. I'm just pull the bottom off that, just like I did the other one. Put your stick down in there. And you can add as many as you want. I put 3 in each one of mine. You just want to make sure that they go down into the green so you don't see the stick. Okay, then we're going to add a little black and white check ribbon to the top part of it. And then you're going to do the same thing for the second one. And then I'm just going to set them down into my box. And I got that box at Hobby Lobby. Then I'm going to put a little butterfly on it that I got at Dollar Tree. Just, lightly put some glue on it into the front. And then set those down in there. Pretty easy little craft that looks really cute. Okay, the next one I'm going to do, I bought some Boxwood like grass at Target. And I got my little white baskets at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to cut 6 squares out of the back together. And then I'm going to add some foam down into the bottom of my basket. Then I put my boxwood inside, and then I figured out I had a little bit extra room in there. I could get more in, so I cut one more little strip, but I cut it real close to the edge. So I'm putting one more strip in there, the same length, and I'm putting that down into the bag. Okay, then I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm just going to glue those in. You can get a lot of projects out of that one little boxwood grass piece. Okay, then I'm going to kind of spread it open a little bit and put some moss inside of it to kind of cover up the plastic pieces. So on the very front and the sides mainly, but it covers up any of that plastic, and if anybody looks down into it, it just looks like it has moss inside of it. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my lemons the same way. I'm just going to pull the bottoms of them off. And then I'm going to put some wires in them, just like I did the others. And these little baskets look really good on a tiered tray. I just kind of randomly put them in there. I put my 2 bigger ones in the back and my smaller one in the front. And I just kind of tilted them a little bit over. And then I took a little butterfly that I got at Amazon. And I'm just attaching it to a wire.
And I'm just going to cut that off and stick that down in there like it's leaning on one of the lemons. I'm going to bend it back to where it's touching the lemon. Then I'm just going to come in here and add a little ribbon around it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the ribbon to the plastic so it does stay in place. Just make sure you kind of stretch it as you're going around there so it will stay in place. And it'll be straight. And then just tie it into a bow. And then trim off any excess. All right, there you have it. A cute little lemon project. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see future videos, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I have another video, hit the bell. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.